Right, we're at the Connecting Women with Success, the National Black Women's Network, and I have with me a young lady who spoke earlier today. Tell us your name, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Sharniya Ferdinand. I work for Natwest, who partners with the National Black Women's Network. I work in business banking and we support small businesses in various ways, but in particular my role does is I host free-to-attend networking events for businesses and open events apparently as well, which I did today.
Did you hear that, guys? Free to attend networking events across London. So if you stay connected, you get an invite. Yes, am I right?
That's very true.
Now, when you were speaking today, you made specific reference to the Nancy stories.
Yes.
Tell us where that came from.
I'm Caribbean, and growing up in a Caribbean family, I think it's just something that we all grew up with. But then my mom, I remember in particular, bought me, I can't remember what the book's called, but it must have been the book of Tales of Anansi or something along those lines, but she bought me a collection of short stories which were all around Anansi the Spider-Man. Do I tell the audience?
Yeah, because they haven't got a clue what Nancy's stories are like.
For those who aren't Caribbean or West African, I think they originate in Ghana. Anansi is a character. He's like from folklore, and basically he's a spider or a man. But sometimes he's a man that is a spider. It's all very confusing, but essentially he's a character that there are loads of tales about, and the tales often include him tricking his neighbours or using his cunning to get what he wants. But a lot of the time the tales will have like a moral or a message or a meaning. They're almost like fables, I guess.
Yeah. Do you often tell Nancy stories then?
No, to be honest.
No.
So the way sort of today's came about, it's something, as I said, that I've known about Anansi since I was a child, because my mum bought me the books and they're just stories I've always heard about. Before I was preparing for my talk today, I happened to be having a conversation with someone, quite a phenomenal speaker, and I was just saying, I want to deliver a message, but I don't really know what to talk about. And she kind of helped me figure it out by saying, well, who's your audience? What will resonate with them? And tell a story. And through just having a bit of a chat, and ultimately the National Black Women's Network, it's full of black women. Well, not full of. There are other women here, but ultimately I knew that was going to be the audience, and then coming from Caribbean backgrounds and African backgrounds, I was like, well, some of them will at least know stories of Anansi, and those who don't, what a great way to introduce
Well, this is it. A story is a story.
So I did spend a bit of time just refreshing my own memory of the stories, and I came across kind of like, I guess, his origin story in a way. And then when I listened to the story, I was like, this is great. I can pull things from that, pulled a few things from it, and
amazing.
Voila.
Now tell us about the networking events you've got coming up. You got it coming up soon? Loads?
So many that I can't remember.
Where do we go to get information?
So if you go to Eventbrite and type in Sharniya, I'm going to have to spell this.
Yes, you're going to have to spell that. We ain't got a clue.
Sharniya, Ferdinand. Hopefully you can spell Ferdinand, like the footballer. You can find me on Eventbrite, or equally if you go to my Twitter, so it's @F_SHARNIYA. I tweet about the events I'm hosting, and they're all on Eventbrite as well, and on my LinkedIn.
Okay, so you hear that, guys. Free networking events in central London. And how many people on average do you expect to come to these events?
It depends. Last night I did an event, because it's London Tech Week. Last night I hosted a Women in Tech panel discussion, and we had over 100 people there. Some of them are a bit smaller. We tend to aim for sort of 40 to 50.
40 to 50, okay.
Depending on what the topic is, if it's really popular, then...
Okay, can I ask that question
sky's the limit.
Can I ask that question?
What's the question?
Can guys come?
Of course they can come.
Because you said, women, I thought,
well,
just for
last
women,
night's event was Women in Tech, but actually, for me, I think it's incredibly important. Even though these events are branded women events, or this...
I know, it kind of leave us out, thinking,
do you know what? It's a difficult one, because I always think, when... in the world, you have an event, and then people assume, okay, these are the people that are going to go there. I'm not welcome there, even though it doesn't have a label.
Yeah.
So then people try to create a space for certain demographics by putting a label on it, but then ultimately that label then to the outside
excludes
people
someone else.
Them. But for my events, I don't put the label on to exclude people. It's more to make some people feel safe, but equally, I guess people who come who are respectful, everybody's welcome, because ultimately you need to collaborate with people who aren't in that group to make it
Hey,
impact.
so you hear that, guys? If you want to come to this event and you're respectful, you're welcome, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us the Twitter feed again.
Twitter handle is @F_SHARNIYA.
And you connect there. LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, Sharniya.
Sharniya again.
Sharniya. It's my name, blame my mother, although I love my name.
The brand is strong.
Sharniya Ferdinand.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your speech today. And we look forward to seeing you at some of your events.
Yay.
Yeah.